Greetings, everyone. Bloody Silver here. I know it's been a while, and I normally do shorts, mainly because I don't have the equipment to put out a whole lot of videos and such. Yes, I got a phone, but yeah. Anyways, I got an interesting project here today that I've been working on for a while. It's got a weird name, that's for certain. But it's called a Zappy 3 ProFlex. For those who trike, for those who are wondering what on earth that is, it's this. Yeah, don't mind the head unit there. It's gone through the rounds. Yeah. If you're wondering why, if you're wondering why I've got things disassembled like this, I'm working on the battery pack idea. That's supposed to be in there. This, if I pull that screw up, I need to find the other three. This goes on kind of like that, seat's supposed to be there. I gotta work on that. But yeah, if you're wondering what the problem with this thing is, well, there's supposed to be 3 of these batteries in there, held in with this bracket system. It has a unit that goes across the top here, and then a strap that goes across the top with these bolt holes. But yeah, it's supposed to have 3 of these batteries in there, 12 volt, 12 amp hour. Unfortunately, these are lead acid batteries, and that's what the trike originally comes with. These were replacements for the original. They were these gray type of batteries. They sucked. Oh, did they suck. And with lead acid, you always know that if you get it past 50%, it hurts the cells and makes it to where you can't use them anymore, or its lifespan is halved. But yeah, but controllers, it's here and all that. I have that out because of a certain idea that I have. But yeah, the reason why I wanted to show you guys this is a number of reasons. Kind of want your feedback on stuff. So you probably saw this laying out of the thing here. So let me walk you through this real quick, and then I can get to the rest of it. This cable here goes to the charger here, then goes through that port to this one, which then connects to, is it this one? No, it can, come on, where you at? There you are. That one right there, which then goes up to this head unit. Kind of a stupid design. That's your battery indicator, and it goes down whenever you twist the throttle here to the, it shows you how much capacity is left, kind of thing. And it dips every time you hit that throttle real hard, and it's not an accurate measurement. Not to mention, the only things on this part that are usable, loose terms, empty battery indicator and headlight. Yes, this thing does have a headlight. As for this stuff, as far as I know, it's useless. I don't I have not seen a lock of any sort on there, nor a LAS, or it does have a horn button which is broken. It's a piece of crap on that. We have another one at my grandma's house, and it is busted as well. But yeah, these don't light up. The only way they light up is with these little LEDs here. I don't even know what that is. Maybe rain protection or something. Shut down the system. Half the power. I don't know. But yeah. It's kind of stupid. But it goes... The power from the charger goes up to this head unit, then goes right back down all the way to this plug. I'm guessing through the red and black here. To this control unit here, which then somehow goes through here, then goes into the harness here, goes through this fuse, and into the batteries. And for those of you who are who want to know how exactly this is wired up, you got two here and one above, and they're wired as a 36 volt pack at 12 amps. 12 amp hours. That, I have a problem with that. That's not enough runtime for me, kind of thing. I like to have fun on these things. When this thing was working, it was a blast. And it's one of the reasons why I want to get it working again. So I kind of did some math on things, tried to figure out, how do I want to fix this? And I've gotten to the point where I want to replace some things. But yeah, can we agree the power going from there to the head unit, back down to this, and then going into the battery is a bit asinine? Like, what on earth? And then, I don't know, some of this is just stupid. But anyways, here's my grand plan of this. You guys are probably going, what? Get a 36 volt, actual battery that can go in there and increase its capacity. And I've done the math on it, especially with that bracket out of there. I got quite a bit of room. I was thinking lengthwise, but then I did some measurements on here. I found out I can get, with this being the pattern of the battery, I can have a 6 by 8 by 9 inch tall battery in here. I know some of you guys would think, oh, put a battery for like a Sauron or something like that in there. I want to build my own kind of battery pack. Not to mention something like that would be around too much money than I really want to spend. Not to mention 36 volt system. Most Sauron batteries and stuff like that out there are around 76 volts. I need half that kind of thing. So I'm thinking of building a 10S 10P battery that's 36 volts with 50 amp hours. That, crazy, right? That's going to be a lot of fun. You're probably thinking you could upgrade it to run higher systems and such. True, if you want to end up having to register it as not a safe unit, basically, And what do I mean by that? These, since it doesn't have pedals and such, it can't be done as a class 1, 2, or 3 electric trike. It would have to be registered and everything. It wouldn't be protected under those laws. So the reason why it isn't registered right now is, one, 36-volt system, plus this is only a 350 watt system, which means it will only go up to 13 or 15 miles an hour, which keeps it within the rating of being a street legal trike. So yeah, and I want to keep it that way. I want to have the bigger pack in here, and I want to replace this, and of course the wiring on the battery situation. Because having it run up to that head unit is just so stupid. So, anyways, I am looking at that kind of system. You know, when I went looking for these kind of controllers, I found one that comes with a new unit, instrument unit, that would replace the head unit. A little screen-like thing with a throttle on it. It would most likely go here. Not this twist kind, no. It'd be the little thumb thing. I kind of like the twist, but yeah. This would go away, get replaced by a new headlight, which would come with that kit for the controller, and it would also come with a new horn switch with a switch for the headlight, which would be nice because this one is operated by the key. Right there, it's turned on to regular. Right there, it's turned to headlight, and there, it's off. Kind of stupid, huh? In a way, it was smart during the time it was created, but this whole system is just a little titch on the old side. Man, I'm aging myself here. Here, I'm not going to touch that. I've already looked into it. This is my only source of braking via a drum brake. And there is not a version of this that I can upgrade it to without doing major modifications. Either putting on welding on a new disc brake style, or doing something entirely different. Not to mention, that's aesthetically pleasing to me. I don't want to change that. I like it. Definitely gonna need a new tire. I'm starting to see the wires. Can't believe this thing was out during when I was a teenager. I need to stop aging myself here. Yeah, my only source of braking power there. These tires are just free spinning. No brake at all. Also comes with a new brake on the new kit. Even has the wire here, which is kind of strange to me for certain reasons. You're probably asking, why is that strange for me? Well, this is this only cuts the power to the motor on the wire here. It does not have brake lights or anything like that. It's just standard stuff. You got spot here for reflective tape and such, and that's it. Got it on both sides. So yeah, no brake lights or anything like that. It would be fun to upgrade it with brake lights and probably even indicators, but that's on the newer models kind of thing, and I don't have the money right now for that kind of thing. But yeah, for those who are wondering, the cell types I want to get are the 21700s at 5,000 milliamp hours, which is translated is 5 amp hours. I don't know why they do that when they hardly ever go into the hundreds range kind of thing. Get what I mean? But yeah. Definitely gonna ditch this entirely, and if I'm going to be putting in a battery pack, I'm definitely gonna want the strap over it, but I'm definitely going to have to make a new one compared to that. That is exactly what I was talking about earlier, by the way, if you're wondering. This goes across the top, holds that cell in. No, this way. Via those tabs. And this, like I said, goes across like that. But yeah, definitely gonna have to redo that. Yeah, got a lot of work for me. I want to change that plug too. It's the thread-on style. I don't quite like that. I like the clip-ins. Makes it easier kind of thing. So I got that stuff saved on Amazon. If you guys want to see this kind of progress, just let me know. I'd gladly do my best to show you guys what's going on. Yeah. The fun part about that battery pack that I just mentioned, it's going to be kind of like a split style. I'm going to have 2 packs. 2 5S 10Ps next wrapped together, with insulation in between. Standing up. If I'm gonna do it that way, I'm probably gonna want a piece of hard plastic across the top of the battery pack, so that the tie down does not hurt the things themselves. By the way, if you're thinking this thing's kind of sturdy for being plastic, that's steel underneath. It's got tubes and everything under here. Flat bar. I could remove this plastic entirely and redo it in a different kind of thing. Make a box to go around it or something. Tempting, but I'm probably going to keep the original style. Yeah. The battery that I'm wanting to build in question would be around 6 by 6 by 8. Yeah. So it would definitely fit in there very nicely. BMS is a 20 amp by 36 volt. Darn bug. The cells. Oh yeah, cells will have 9.8 amps of continuous discharge. This thing can pull about 15 to 18 amps, so the battery will not get hot, thankfully. But yeah, I am working with a bit of a budget. Need to get to work on some things. Kind of want to know your feedback on all of this. Oh yeah, I don't know if I already mentioned this. 350 watt motor. So that's one of the reasons why I can't upgrade it. You can upgrade it to a 500 watt version. They have done that. At 48 volt. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to go through the time to look for the wheel that they put on there for the upgrade. Especially since it's one of their very oldest models when they were barely coming out. Yeah, Zappy 3. This is the third version of the Zappy, so yeah. They now have the 500 series of the ProFlex out, so I don't know exactly how their scheming is on that, on their marketing, but yeah. I know some of you are probably asking, why not get the lithium style of those? I'm guessing the head unit and the controller here acts as a BMS of sorts for these kind of batteries, so it probably wouldn't work with those. So I would definitely have to upgrade the charging system in a way, and the controller. So either way, I'm gonna have to redo it, which is fine by me. I've been wanting to do that for a while. I kind of like the aesthetic design of the head unit here and all that, but when push comes to shove, you definitely need to fix what they messed up in their designs. Especially since this head unit here, as you can see, broke. The mountings here are fine. I considered epoxying these back together, kind of thing. Just probably wouldn't help. And if you're wondering why not just 3D print an enclosure, I'm very new to 3D printing this kind of thing. I even looked for 3D prints that you can get online and such. They don't have this, and apparently not a whole bunch of people have this similar problem and have access to a 3D printer. So yeah, I could in the future kind of thing do that, but with this head unit kind of thing, I just want this out of the way. But yeah. If you guys are wondering price-wise with stuff like this, the kit that the controller comes with, All of it, and the controller is around $88. Quite a steal. If you know what I mean. The cells is a different matter entirely. I'm gonna need 100 cells, and with the ones that I found, it would be around $400 just for the cells. That's mean, especially if you want to do things on a budget, or if you need to do it on a budget, I should say. The rest of the components, like the holders, the not the BMS, the wires, the pure nickel strip. You want the pure nickel strip, trust me. The insulators, the foam, insulating foam, and all the shrink wrap, and all that combined, $181 for the subtotal. I haven't told you guys any of how much it would cost with tax, so because I haven't bought anything yet. So yeah. So total of $581 right there for the battery pack. And then there's a $30 charger plus the $10 port, 4-pack of ports that I want to get. So if I wanted to do this to the other one, I could. Yeah. Think about it. That's only a 2-wire design. Isn't this a 3-port? It is a 3-port. Where did the 3rd wire go? Where are you at? Unused. Ugh. Why? Why, people, why? Why, Zappy? Why, you have disappointed me again. Yeah. Some of you are probably you're probably gonna want to change the ends out on all the wires and everything. Yeah, probably. Good thing I got a de-pinning tool for automotive work and such. What was that? $18 on Amazon? No, 13 bucks on Amazon for like a 96 piece de-pinning kit. It even comes with the tools to get the radios out, both types. But yeah, you're definitely probably gonna have to do that. Not a problem. I can do that. You guys are probably also going, well, you're probably gonna need you're probably gonna have to reuse these if you don't get the connectors for that exact model of controller and head unit and all that. So you're probably gonna have to reuse these. Yes, that's a possibility. I'm fine with that. C'est la vie kind of thing. You wanna know something cool about these though? You undo these connectors here and undo these bolts on here. That whole head unit comes off. This whole unit comes off, separating the two halves. It's pretty cool. But yeah. You're probably wondering why not change those to the quick connect type. I'm fine with that. That's just fine. I'm never going to touch those unless I need to split the thing in half or whatever. So that's just fine. Those can stay. I'm not lying to myself. You are. You're lying to me. But yeah. This should be a really interesting project. Oh yeah, BMS, $6. $6 for it. BMS. That goes on the battery pack itself. Suck it. Suck it. Yeah. 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 The mind. Work. That thing. The controller. The new one should be able to go right in the space here, just as it was, and not interfere with the... Not interfere with the battery. That's sturdy in that direction. But yeah. Tell me what you guys think. Interesting project. That's for certain. And that thing should be able to go over top the batteries just fine with how much space we can get vertically. Oh, goodness. Mine goes everywhere with certain words. If you're wondering, I have high-functioning ADHD, which causes me to go in random directions all the time. High-functioning? Because I can work with it. Occasionally. But yeah. Should be an interesting endeavor. It certainly would be fun. Don't mind the mess in the garage. We're working on a lot of stuff. It can get bad. But yeah. Yeah, if I can do this kind of project and make it successful, that should be interesting. Ooh. I'm gonna need new handles for this thing. Because the controls and everything are built into it. Mean. Really mean. At least they can be cheap. Man. You guys have fun. I got a lot of work to do, apparently, if I do this. Yeah. If you enjoy, if you would want to enjoy this kind of project, want to see more kind of thing, follow if you want. Like it if you want. Feel free to comment too. I don't mind the interactions. They can be fun. Yeah. Have fun. Blessings to you all.